Hey guys, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. Maybe you need a last minute trick or treat. I don't know, maybe you're finding this on YouTube from last year. I wanted to show you these little Russell Stover pumpkins. I see them every year at Halloween at my grocery store and drugstore. You can also get them on Amazon. There's a link in the description below. Got the little marshmallow, coconut cream, caramel. There's peanut butter too. I couldn't find any, but they're really cute, kind of iconic Halloween treat, and we are going to make a box to give them in. Isn't that a cute little trick-or-treat pumpkin for the Russell Stover pumpkins? All right, let's go ahead and get started. We have our box template. You'll find this photograph at kitchentablestamper.com. We put them in the printable project sheet. All the measurements that you need will be there. No need to scramble. Just buzz over to the link below. You'll see project details. Click here. Then when you get to the blog underneath the embedded video, you'll find today's project sheet button. Click that and it'll pull up a PDF where you'll have everything you need to make this project. All right, so we're going to start with 6.5 by 9 1/4. It's basic black for this box. And we're going to simply score tool and score it up. I'm going to start on the 6.5 inch side, and we're going to score both 6.5 inch sides at 1 1/4. So we'll just rotate end over end. And then we're going to score at 3/4, 3 3/4, 5, and 8. Now we'll work this with a bone folder and trim it according to the template. All right, so this lidded box has some wide tuck tabs, and we're gonna start with the long end of the box, this tuck tab, this narrow piece, 3/4 of an inch on the left, and we're going to cut away this rectangle, and then we're going to make a nice wide angle here. That's going to make it easy for this big tab to tuck. Well, let's do the same thing on the opposite side. All right, now we're going to make less an angle here, but we still want a nice angle cut. Your tab is a trapezoid, and this is a glue tab, so we're going to cut an angle there too. So pull out a triangle. This is the side of your box, this long rectangle, so you want this to be nice and square. So cut straight down and then remove the score with a little angle cut. And then the same thing for this one. This is the side of your box, so you want to cut straight down on the long rectangle and then an angle to remove the score. And you can bevel this slightly, and that's going to give you a nice finished side. So there's the side of your box. Let's rotate and repeat. There's our box. Now we're going to round the tuck tab and make a thumb notch. So it's a little bit easier to open the box. I've got a 1 inch circle punch for my thumb notch, and I'm going to use my Simply Score tool to find the center. I love that there's a centering ruler on this tool also. I'm terrible at finding center. Okay, mark center. I just make a little dent with the score tool. Then I can center that mark and punch about half a circle. That'll make that box easy to open. And to make the box easy to close, I'm going to take the weir and do 1/2 inch round corners on the tuck tab. All right, now these trapezoids are your glue tabs. So let's go ahead and add tear and tape adhesive on them. I like to do a little equal sign on each of the 4 tabs with tear and tape. You can use liquid glue here, but then you have to hold until the glue is secure, and that is too much patience for me. So I just use my tear and tape. Nice fast grab adhesive. We're going to remove the liners from these. I'll do all four at one time. You can do the front tabs and the back tabs so it's a little less wily, but I'm going to remove all the adhesive liners, and then we'll put together our box. So we're going to square up the corners, and that forms the bottom of our box. This box is 1 1/4 by 3 by 4, so it will hold lots of goodies, but it really is the perfect size for these Russell Stover. The nice part about these little bag treats too is Russell Stover does offer this kind of bag treat in different shapes for Christmas and Valentine's Day, and then they have everyday flavors too, so lots of options for those little things. Let's get some Designer Series paper on the lid of our box, and I am using 2 different packs of Designer Series paper here. They're from the annual catalog. Got this orange kind of bubbly pattern. It almost looks like a lava lamp to me. This is from Stargazing. And then I've got this black chevron, black and white chevron. This is from Zoo Crew. We're gonna go ahead and adhere those to the lid of our box. Got liquid glue. We're gonna center it, and then we're going to add our contrasting strip right of center. Love. All right, let's do some stamping. Set our box aside and let the glue dry. I have a Stampin' Pierce mat because we're using Pick of the Patch and Tricks and Treats, and both of those stamp sets are photopolymer. My stamp pads are Pumpkin Pie, Lemon Lime Twist, and Memento Tuxedo Black. I have some basic white cardstock, and from basic white I cut this label. Let me show you that. The Tricks and Treats bundle has this amazing little label. It's good for your Halloween projects, but also just a nice basic label shape. And here's that cool die. I love the trick or treat greeting. Fits perfectly inside this label. Ink up with the Memento Tuxedo Black, and we're gonna put it as low as we can so that we have room for that ribbon bow. So tuck it right in the corners there. Love it. Now we've got some pumpkins. This is the Pick of the Patch bundle, and you can bundle it up with the Pumpkin Builder Punch, the Pick of the Patch Punch, and save 10%. All right, so we've got a smaller of the 2 pumpkins. So we want to take into account the orientation of the punch. We're going to stamp our pumpkin on the edge of the basic white so that it's easy to punch out. And I got a little leaf. So what I'm going to do with my leaf is going to punch my pumpkin. And then I'm going to cut away the scrap. And now that's going to be perfect for getting the leaf into the punch. All right, so I always kind of consider the punch before I place the stamp on the paper. This Lemon Lime Twist, kind of bright and eerie. We're going to have 2 pumpkins with 2 stems and 2 leaves. So I'm going to show you one, but by the magic of television, I have a second one already prepared. I can also now use this little bit for my stem. I'll do that with Memento and just put it right in the space. I've still got plenty of handle here, and I can get right in there. These builder punches, if you just take a few minutes and kind of plan your attack, you can get a lot of these little bits if you just plan where you stamp before you bring it to the punch. All right, we need one more little pumpkin, and this guy's smaller than the punch pumpkin, so we're going to stamp that one on basic white. And I got the little bats. This is from the Trick or Treats stamp set. Gonna stamp those with black, and then a little curly Q. And we're gonna stamp that one with lemon lime twist. That's our stamping. We're gonna fussy cut these. I'm using 2 of the bats kind of as embellishments. I'm gonna use the bigger one and then this kind of medium one with the wings up. And so when you're fussy cutting something little like this, you just want to move the paper. Just hold the scissors nice and still and move the paper around into the cut of the scissors. See how fast and easy that is? Same with this little skinny guy. Don't move the scissors, just drive the paper. Your non-dominant hand will just drive the paper. If you get to this point, you hold the whole scrap this way. See how I'm using the whole scrap to keep a grip on it? So sometimes little details look intimidating to cut out, but if you just remember to move the paper, not the scissors, you'll be all right. All right, we've got our second little bat here, and the problem for me isn't cutting them out. The problem for me is losing them after I cut them out. So what we're gonna do is we're going to fold a glue dot and put this little bat right on the glue dot. Now it's ready for us to pick and stick on the ribbon. And then we're gonna bring this Trick or Treat greeting in here. We've got the little bat. And I'm going to grab a take your pick tool, and I'm going to pick up my little bat on the putty end, and then I'm going to dab a little bit of glue. Almost none. It's okay. Less is more. Just swipe. All right, let me put it back on the take your pick tool. I want to stick to the glue more than the take your pick tool. Sometimes that happens, but I'm just going to put it right back on there. And now we can, with the tiniest little bit of glue on the back of that bat, we can use the take your pick tool to place it. And then you can use the pick side of the take your pick tool to hold it in place. And there, perfect placement of that little bit. Take your pick tool is awesome. All right, we're gonna add our stems to our pumpkins now. A little bit of liquid glue on the end of the stem. Can share the glue, and there's less oozing, less mess. And one stem for each pumpkin. That can have a second to dry. Let's get some dimensionals and bring our box back in. There's our box. Let's add our treat, caramel pumpkin this time. And then tuck to close. Got mini dimensionals, and everything's gonna get a couple of minis. You guys know I love the minis because they have the big wide edges. We can cut little strips and little bits, and that way I can put a little strip behind each of these stems. What we'll do is we'll put it where the stem meets the pumpkin, and it'll keep that stem secure to that pumpkin and to the box. All right, I'm waiting to put the dimensional on my leaf because it is going to overlap the pumpkins, and we don't want a double dimensional unless it's intentional. That was a poem. Let's put our label. Pumpkin's sticky, and I got my little curly Q here. I'm gonna put put that right behind. Now it's stuck to the dimensional. I'll add a drop of glue and add that to the box. And this guy. Now I'll take half a dimensional and I'll put it on the box, peel and expose the adhesive, and then I can put the leaf so that it kind of overlaps the pumpkin. Same thing for this guy. We'll add the dimensional to the box and add our leaf. I've got some Orchid Oasis metallic ribbon here. Love this color for Halloween treat. It's kind of that typical black, white, orange, and purple. We're gonna double it, make a bow. I got probably more than I need here, but it helps with this wily metallic. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger than it need be and then kind of wrangle it down. There'll be a little bit more waste than usual, but what I've got here is a really nice tight center, and I have the ribbon so that it makes it a little bit easier for dexterity. If you're trying to be too skimpy with the ribbon, you might end up having a sloppy bow or one that won't stay tied because this ribbon is a little wily, a little slippery. So I've just learned to be a little more generous with this ribbon than I am with some others. I have better results that way. Let's get a mini glue dot again, and we're going to fold it in half with the pick end of the Take Your Pick tool. And then we're going to put the folded glue dot on the back of the knot. We'll place the bow, remove the Take Your Pick tool. That's now secure. Get our bat, and then we can add our bat on the knot. Very easy. Now we're going to switch from the pick end to the putty end, change our embellishment. I've got the adhesive back sparkle gems. These are my favorite embellishment for Halloween this year, whether you're using the Bones Designer Series paper or you're going outside the suite, like I like to call it, outside the Halloween suite, using the Stargazer and Zoo Crew paper. These are the perfect embellishment. I'm gonna add a little sprinkle of glitter dots. I got 5, and metallic ribbon. Yes, it's a little bunch, but I think it's cute and happy. All right, I think I want, you guys aren't gonna believe it, but I do it all the time. So just everybody look away if you can't handle it. I want my label up just a little bit higher, so I'm gonna do that. And now, there we go. A little better. They don't call me the master of deconstruction for nothing. There it is. Trick or treat. If you've got any questions about the project, or if there's anything that we can do to help you stay crafty, email us. staycrafty@kitchentablestamper.com. To shop Stampin' Up 24/7, buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net and click shop. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.